Hello everyone, my name is Miranda. My student number is 2423018. I am from Batu Raja University. In this session, I will review an article by Nasser, Omer, and Al-Tamimi and Rais Ahmed Attamimi with the topic Effectiveness of Cooperative Learning in Changing Speaking Skills and Attitude Toward Learning English. Slide 1. Background of study. English speaking skills are very important, yet many EFL students still struggle due to lack of confidence, anxiety, and limited practice. Cooperative learning is considered a solution because it creates a more supportive, interactive, and less stressful learning environment. Therefore, this study aims to determine whether cooperative learning can truly improve students' speaking skills as well as their attitude toward learning English. Okay, next slide. Definition of key terms. Part A, cooperative learning, is an instructional approach in which students work together in small groups to achieve the same academic goals. Each member actively participates, supports one another, and contributes to the learning process. Part B, speaking skill, refers to student ability to express idea orally in a fluent, accurate, and structured, confident manner. Part C, attitude toward learning English, refers to student feelings, motivation, and perspectives toward learning English, including their interest, enjoyment, and willingness to participate in the learning process. Okay, next slide. This article relates theories. Social interdependence theory emphasizes that learning becomes more effective when students depend on one another and work together to achieve shared group goals. Contribute theory asserts that knowledge is constructed through real-life experiences, collaboration, and active participation. Communicative language teaching, or CLT, focuses on the use of language for real communication through interaction. Okay, now research problem this article. Does cooperative learning improve students' speaking skills? Yeah, this is question as whether cooperative learning can truly increase students' speaking skill ability. It means that the study aims to determine whether, after learning through a structured group work method, students become more influent, more confident, and better able to speak in English. And then next question. Does cooperative learning influence students' attitude toward learning English? This question evaluates whether cooperative learning affects student attitude in learning English. In other words, it examines whether this method can make students more motivated, more interested, more active, and have a more positive perception of English lesson. Next slide. Previous studies. Previous researchers found that cooperative learning can significantly improve students' fluency and confidence in speaking. This means that earlier studies show that when students learning through group collaboration, they become more fluent and confident when speaking in English. Other studies also reported positive effects on students' motivation and engagement during English lesson. This indicates that cooperative learning makes students more motivated, more interested, and more actively involved in the learning process. Some findings also suggest that cooperative learning can reduce speaking anxiety because students feel more supported by their classmates. In other words, working in group helps students feel safe, less afraid of making mistakes, and more comfortable speaking due to support from their group members. Okay, next slide. This article the study implies a quasi-experimental based on using the interrupted time series model. This means that the researcher observed the development of participant abilities at several points in time before and after the treatment was given. The purpose was to determine whether there were significant changes after the intervention was implemented. Participants in the study involved 50 university students enrolled in an English language study program. For research instrument speaking performance test, this test was used to measure the improvement in participants' speaking abilities after the treatment. And like skill questionnaire, this questionnaire was administered to determine the participant attitude, perception, and responses toward the learning activities or intervention provided. For data analysis, descriptive statistics used to provide an overall picture of the test based on the participant or perception. Per sample test used to compare the result before and after the treatment. And now, result and discussion. The findings show that students' speaking score increased significantly after the implementation of cooperative learning. The student also appeared more confident and more willing to speak in front of others. In addition, student attitude toward learning English became more positive, indicating an increase in interest and learning motivation. Cooperative learning provides opportunities for students to interact more frequently, collaborate, and support one another through the learning process. This contributes to the overall improvement of their learning outcomes. In this slide, aim of the study to examine the effectiveness of cooperative learning in improving students' speaking skills. This means that the study aims to determine whether the cooperative learning method can truly help students speak English better. To investigate change in student attitude toward learning English after using cooperative learning techniques. In other words, the research seeks to find out whether, after taking part in cooperative learning, students develop more positive attitudes and perception toward learning English, such as increased interest, motivation, or confidence. So that's conclusion in reviewing this article. Cooperative learning has been proven effective in changing students' speaking skill and improving their attitude toward learning English. This finding suggests that teachers should integrate cooperative learning strategies into their classroom practice. Future research might involve larger samples, varied educational levels, and longer intervention to strengthen empirical evidence. Okay guys, thank you for watching the video reviewing my article. See you and bye!